when we last left off, you guys were splitting up. Benji was taking Victor into town on the back of his horse. You had decapitated the Sasquatch that you guys had murdered, and you were dragging the decapitated head by horseback into town. Benji, you have Victor on the back of the horse who is pretty down and out at the end of the last episode. So why don't you make me a physique roll to see if you're still even conscious?
Maybe I don't want to be.
He's like, I roll all the dice.
Exactly. Some of them have weird stuff coming up. And how many do we? 4?
Yeah, you roll 4 dice.
+4 plus flame, so I guess I'm on fire.
I have. What am I rolling for?
You got to roll physique. I want to see if you're still conscious.
Physique. Then I got 4.
You roll 4? Yeah, you're awake. You're in a lot of pain. He's got you kind of slung over the back of the horse as the horse is sauntering into town. It starts to rain as you are coming into town. Water's coming down on your head. You're dragging this giant Sasquatch head behind you. You're kind of.
It doesn't fit on the horse, does it?
Say again?
It doesn't fit on the horse, does it?
No, you have to drag it behind you. It's just mouth is kind of like slapjaw and open, and it's leaving like this bloody streak behind it. As like townsfolk are coming in and around, and seeing you ride on horseback. Oh, I forgot. You also have another body slung over your horse.
True.
John Rogers. As the townsfolk start to kind of gather around you as you start coming in with it, and you ride into downtown Grass Valley with it, looking for Emmanuel Mercy. As little kids are kind of like following you behind. Some of them are kind of cheering and excited. There's a couple of like really disgruntled old ladies and like some militiamen with their weapons are on the outskirts, kind of looking discerningly at you. As you get up to get into downtown, you see Emmanuel Mercy standing there. You guys are right on Main Street there. What's that street where? Is it Mill, where the movie theater's on? Yeah.
It's on Mill Street.
Yeah. You're riding in. You're actually going towards the Elk Lodge, so you're going up there. That's become kind of like the supper club in town that people meet at, and it's become kind of the de facto head because of its central location. As you ride up there in the front, Emmanuel Mercy standing there, saying with his mouth wide open, saying, "Oh my God, what is that?"
Well, it appears to be a rabbit.
You say that like half dead, looking at one eye. I think we bagged ourselves a rabbit, sir.
I say, God damn it, Victor. It's a man who needs some medical attention.
No, not that. The thing you're dragging behind you in the horse.
The hell am I supposed to know what it is? It looks like Bigfoot.
It looks like Bigfoot.
We were hoping to see the taxidermist first.
I think he's delirious.
There's maybe a crowd of like 15, 20. It's slowly growing. Emmanuel looks at you, Benji, and says, "Where's Rogers?"
Well, he didn't make it, but he made it so that we could.
He walks over to the burlap sack that you have hanging over leather cloth, kind of covering over him. He had to wrap him up in something. You don't want him getting caught up in the rain. As he peeks underneath it to see, and Rogers' wife comes out of the crowd, and she sees him kind of peek out, and she can see his hand hanging down and recognizes the wedding band, and she falls down screaming and yelling to her knees, and then she gets up and looks at you, and she starts running after you. What do you do?
Don't kiss her.
You son of a bitch! What'd you do to my husband? She starts swinging at you, hitting you hard. What do? Do you just let her hit you?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
Mark off your second stress box. As she balls her hands up in a fist and cracks you on the bridge of the nose, and you
I'm
feel
gonna shout. I'm like, this killed him.
Yeah, this killed him. this killed him.
Fucking rabbit killed him. No.
You shout to her. She doesn't listen to you at all. She hits you. Got a little bit of blood that comes down off the bridge of your nose. Do you kind of scoop her up? Why'd you have to bring it back like this? What'd you do to him, Benji? What'd you do to him? You were supposed to watch him.
Man, he was looking out for us. If it wasn't for John, no one in this town would have been alive. He was the one who stopped that thing back there.
Emmanuel comes in and grabs her. Mrs. Rogers, calm down. Calm down, Mrs. Rogers. Come here. And he kind of scoops her up in his coat. Tries to shield her from the body. The townsfolk are now kind of asking, well, what is this? What'd you bring into town? What's going on, Benji? What's out there? Tell us what's happening.
No, those are in the future. Some kind of monster out there. He's gone now.
Are there more of them? Are we at risk? Are they going to be coming into town?
There was 2 little ones that ran off.
Little ones? Well, what's little compared to that? That should have been on the previous thing on, but we missed that. But I do know how many. I'll give you
one left, and he ran off.
I will give you a fate point for remembering how many were left. There's.
Are you sure?
There's.
I'm positive.
Benji's like, there's like 4 or 8 of them out there. I don't know.
Motherfuckers have
No
accents
panic,
too.
but
Yeah.
Speaking of Mexican accents.
They're Sasquatches, not. Oh my god, not
Well,
border
the other
crossers.
ones were about a little bit taller than a man.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're pretty big.
Like 20.
They're like the biggest one. Gwen,
that's
you
what
thought
I'm
was like 20.
telling them.
Yeah.
That's what
A
I'm
little,
telling
just a
them.
little taller than me.
Oh, you're telling
That's
them.
what I'm telling them.
Well, who's gonna watch over us now, Manuel? Manuel says, everybody calm down. Bring your voices down. But I'm finding out about all of this the same time that you all are. Now, I trust Benji will let us know, but he's got to have some time to rest up himself. And it looks like Victor over here has been hurt too. As Miss Chantilly comes down with you, and she's like, you're like kind of fading in and out of consciousness. She brings like a little flashlight. And she's looking at you. She kind of gets a couple of townsfolk to help you off the horse, and they put you on like a makeshift sled with like, basically like a burlap sackcloth, and they're dragging you. As they take you into the Elks Lodge. Take you into the Elks Lodge and set you up on a table, and she starts talking about, do we have what do we have? Alcohol, ether, anything? And they're like, oh, I don't know, ma'am. You fall asleep. You're knocked out. You're back out there. Emmanuel's with you. Basically, the crowd's growing around there. You've kind of just left the thing, the head of the Sasquatch, right in front of the Elks Lodge. Underneath the clock or the horns or whatever, right in front. There's like kids up there kicking it and hitting it with a shoe and stuff. And there's a couple of kids jumping on top of it, and moms are like pulling them off. Manuel takes you inside the lodge, and says, "So tell me, really, I know what you had to say out there, and I don't believe a word of it. How bad really is it?"
Well, the worst of it's that thing. Had it looked like it had a couple of kids, and we ran into some spiders that were bigger than that table over there, but that was about it.
He shakes his head. He says, "No way. This can't be happening. We haven't heard anything from Sacramento. They've been quiet still since you've been gone. Nothing's come up there. The radio hasn't been working, and people are scared now without a sheriff." As he walks over to Rogers, and he kind of pulls off the cloth, so he can see his body. He says, "What a shame. He's a good man." He pulls off his sheriff badge, and he says, "Benji." He hands you the sheriff badge. "Look, you come back a big damn hero. You're the best man in town to do the job. You know that. I know that. You're certainly more than qualified. We need to have an election. There's no doubt about it. But guess in this time, an election's not happening. I need somebody to be able to fill John Rogers' role until we can have that. Things need to quiet down. People are scared. Real scared. I think you can appreciate the situation." As he hands you the sheriff badge. He's like, don't even give me an answer.
I reluctantly take it. Yeah, sure.
Don't even give me an answer. I'm just hold it for right now. And know that when I walk out this door, I'm telling people who the new sheriff in town is.
Well,
Don't tell me. Just hold this right here.
yeah. Well, we're gonna have to go out there. I'm gonna have to get a couple of. I got some people. See if we can't find that last little one.
Yeah.
We can worry about that later.
Well, I mean, explain something to me. These things? I get it. Legends and fairy tales are coming to life ever since the serpent came, but they live in caves, right? I mean, that's what's fabled. These things are out there in the woods. They live up in caves. Giant spiders up in the trees. I mean, something must be pushing them out.
Yeah, something. Nothing we saw yet.
All right. What about your friend? How badly hurt is he? Victor.
It's gonna take him a little while to heal up. A couple weeks, maybe. Might have a limp.
Shitty.
Might have a robot leg. No.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Might have a robot leg. And turns out Miss Chantilly's not going to give you a fucking robot leg. She doesn't have that skill set.
It's gonna be made out
Well,
of
if I
wood.
build it, she just puts it on.
If I build it, she can put it on, right? Maybe we can talk.
Steam powered.
Steam powered
Oh,
leg.
God.
I don't know, nuclear powered. It has a little nuclear
that'd be
reactor
cool.
in it.
Just a nice nuclear thermoelectric battery. No problem.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, he says, "Can I pour you a drink?" He goes over and grabs a bottle of whiskey. Brown or white?
Oh, brown.
He pours you a drink. He says, "It gets harder and harder every day here, Benji. I think you can appreciate the situation. We haven't heard from Sacramento, and all the towns in Reno, from east of Reno, have been quiet. Reno itself went quiet just a few weeks ago, and you know that just as well as I do. I'm worried. I got to make a decision about the safety of the town. I'm thinking about having the militia help me police the streets."
You don't think that would upset the people more?
Well, I mean, it's either that or people start going missing one by one out there in the woods, house by house, and it feels like anarchy. I feel like we need to assert ourselves.
Well, let's not just make a decision yet.
Well, get out there then and help me calm him down as he grabs the bottle. All right, Victor, next scene. You are needing to make me... Actually, you don't need to do anything. Chantilly needs to make a roll. Because you are out like a light. Actually, you're in and out of consciousness. You kind of wake up in the middle and you have like a rag on your face. She says, shh, and she puts you back down.
She's into that stuff.
Yeah,
As
just,
it turns out, her medicine skill is that +1.
as it turns out, well...
Good.
Okay, make me a physique roll. You only have to make physique rolls if she fails her surgical rolls.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Roll well.
You. How is 6?
6 is great.
Okay.
Yes. All right, so she gets to roll again. Come on, Chantilly. Okay, cool. And then she's going to roll one more time.
You don't want to.
Okay.
Now we have 3 legs.
So,
Good job, Chantilly.
no, you have 3 legs. No, you,
We have 1 leg.
you are wrapped up, your legs up in there. Start coming to. She has Miss Chantilly comes up to you, and she has a pot of hot coffee. She's pouring you a glass. She says, "I think you'll walk again on that one."
I'm gonna get with the other foot.
She giggles at you and she says, "No, I think I got the right one. It looked like the one that was backwards. Is that right?"
Yeah, backwards made of jelly. Yes.
Yeah. She said, "Make sure that you're gonna have to stay off of it for a few weeks." I scrounged up this wheelchair. She brings in this old wooden framed wheelchair. It's all janky. She gives you a crutch that looks like she made it herself. So, we've been pretty out of supplies for a while now, and the hospital, well, after Serpent Fall was one of the first places to get ransacked. So right now, Grass Valley kind of just exists of like the downtown strip, and then there's a few little settlements along Nevada City Highway up until like Lake Olympia. So there's like downtown, Lake Olympia, and then there's the mines. But the mines have been completely derelict and abandoned. Lake Olympia, since the collapse, has yeah, it's here. Since Lake Olympia, since the incident with the rats and the flaming tree, nobody's going to. It's been kind of cordoned off. So, all right.
Swimming hole's nice and clear.
We'll pause there for right now.